The sales processes are almost identical to the purchase order processes, where we're actually entering the sales order into NAV, down onto the handheld scanners, scanning them back. Basically what happens is the orders go into NAV, either imported or keyed in, via web services into Emydex. Emydex then, they're available on the handheld scanners on Emydex to select the order, scan the order, and then release it back into NAV for processing. Next part of it is for Jer to show us putting a sales order into Navision.
Okay, so much the same process within the role center. New sales order, system gives me a number, pick a customer from my list, pick food seller A. I go down to my lines and I know as well item, food, and because the guys I think you're going to use boxing labels, I keep the quantities, the case quantities low so you're not scanning loads of labels. So I'll sell 2 cases of, just compress that up, 2 cases of food item A and 1 case of food item B. So much the same with purchase orders. When I'm ready to hand it over to Emydex, I'll basically release the sales order and go okay. And back in my role center, it's probably already moved out. Okay, it's still in the pending outbound there. I'll just refresh that, and now at this stage it's gone over to Emydex.
So, this time on the Emydex client, I'm not interested in the purchase orders, I'm looking at the sales orders. A couple of things here. Emydex is capable of working in 2 modes. You can either send the order down to the packing station and pack against that order, and then you don't need to scan against the order, or what is more normal in the industry is that you pack to stock and you pick from stock. So we've already pre-printed some labels, but what I'm going to do is just check that the sales order's arrived. So there's our sales orders, number 41. If I double click on that line, it'll give me the individual order lines. So I'm just going to show you printing off a couple of packing labels to start off with, just to give you the idea. So basically, we've already entered some information about the batch. I just need, again, I'm not going to actually weigh one, I'm going to simulate weighing one. So we choose the product on the screen, and I'm going to key in, let's say that particular case weighed 19.56 kilos. It'll produce me a box label, and it'll choose a different product, so how quickly it's to change between products. The other one, let's say that's 20 kilos. That just shows you how we actually produce these labels. But the means of picking orders is going to be from stock, so that will be on the handheld scanning devices. And back on the scanning device, the first thing I need to do is to select the correct mode. To do that, I need to go back and go into the dispatch functionality. And what we want to do is order picking. So the first thing it's going to ask me to do is which order am I going to pick. So with our system, we can either print off a written pick sheet that people work off, in which case you have a barcode with the order on the one, you can scan it, or it could be a fully electronic system where you select the order, so there's the one we want to do, on the gun, and we can look at the order details and see there's 2 boxes of product A and 1 box of product B on the screen. I'm just going to do now, scan that. Because it's a composite pallet and those mixed pallets, I'm going to have to create a new pallet number for it. So this is the first pallet on that particular order. So now I can go away and I can start to scan. So product A, I'll go onto the system. If the next box I scan is a product B, that'll go onto the system, no problem. If somebody's actually put the wrong product on the pallet, when I try and scan this one, it'll come up with an error and saying this particular product is not allowed, and because we've not set up the order to allow substitution, it won't let me read that particular product. It's one of the checks that happens in real time on the gun. If I then try and scan another product A, I should go through OK. And if I do a third product A, because it should be too many, it'll come up and tell me, yeah, I've already reached that, overproduction is not allowed. The next likely thing that the operators might make an error on is they might actually try and scan the same label as they've already scanned before. So scan that label A again. They'll come and say, you can't do that, I've already picked it. So just make sure we're not trying to scan the same boxes twice. So what I've actually got now, I've now got a completed order now, and how many more labels I'll scan now, come up with an error for some reason or another. So that's actually completed on the scanner. And if we go back to the Emydex client, and we look at this sales order again now, you'll see on the bottom line, that's my order quantities, and these are my actual order weights coming back in. So this is now actually ready to be sent off for invoicing. Whether the delivery notes are printed on Emydex or on NAV is really up to the individual user, but certainly the products need to be sent back to NAV for invoicing. So we do the same thing again, close, and that's now gone back to NAV.
Okay, so the final stage in the process basically is, again, I'll just wait for the data to come back, so I should have an inbound transaction list. Hopefully. There we go. Okay. So I've got my two sales orders lines basically returned back in with actual weights recorded, and in essence again this would be an automated process normally, but we've turned it on just basically to show the data returning. But at this stage I'll go on process, and that's going to update my sales order. Okay, one of the other items I've just turned on from a demonstration purpose viewpoint as well as tolerance control within and listing control and product substitutions within Emydex. We've turned on zero weight tolerance control in NAV as well. So again, you can basically prompt users if an item has been returned outside of tolerance. That's basically gone in, updated my order. I have my order in a ready to invoice state, ready to basically be invoiced, and whether I batch invoice or individually invoice or have an end of day process or whatever to run my invoicing.